This is going to be some bumper crop for turmeric this year. Hi, it's Robbie from Southern California. Look at this, growing on a table under the pepper tree, doing just beautiful. It is the middle of September, so I'm going to do my regular garden tour and walk through, but I might have to split this in half because I have a little one that's got a vet appointment pretty soon. And boy, I'll tell you, having a puppy is like having a new kid in the house. She's so funny. Anyways, let's get into the chair garden here. Now, watermelon, we didn't do that good, and part of it's my fault. I really didn't plant that much. I planted one plant in here, which I bought from the nursery, and it was a plant that was really badly damaged. And what happened was it must have broke, so they threw it to the side, and then they reduced it like half price. And it had all these little offshoots, but the plant's pretty much done, as you can see. So one went one way, one went the other way, and I didn't want to leave too many watermelon on it due to our weather being so odd. I mean, can you imagine September and we're cloudy right now? We have these really cool mornings. So I wanted to make sure I got something, and I did get one. The first one was really small. We picked it the other day and we ate it, and my goodness, it was so sweet. Kind of made me feel bad I didn't get more watermelon growing. But I'll tell you something, I did, and it didn't grow, and that kind of made me a little leery. I'll hope that I can remember when I get there and explain where it grew and why I didn't get watermelon. So maybe I can pass some ideas or thoughts to you, because now I'm a little concerned about keeping certain seeds. Anyways, we'll get to that when we get to that part of the garden. All these on the bottom are doing really good. It's a mix of geraniums, which I start here, and then I can move them anywhere in the garden that I want. This is just celery that died back, and that should be all pulled out. See? And then composted, like there's not much in here. I can dig it in, I can take my auger, and I can make holes in there and shove it in there and cover it up and start growing when I'm ready. But I still have walking onions there. So all in all, what's died back here are all the yellow zucchini. So I don't know if I'll bother with yellow zucchini next year. I got quite a bit, but the plant after it produced died back. But now the regular black beauties are trying to make a comeback. And that's what happens here in the winter, even if our winter is mild. Look at the tomatoes. That's one thing. We are getting a lot of tomatoes, but we have had hornworms now that the orioles are gone. So you can see the damage. Hornworm came here and ate a tomato, ate the plant. Normally, I don't worry too much about hornworms if there's a few, but if there's too many, it's not just that they'll eat the plant, but they open up wounds in the plant, and then you could get, as people call it, diseases. I say more fungus or types of mold that can get in there. It can make the plant die back. So we'll see. I might do a trimming on a lot of these, and we'll hopefully see if it will grow back in the winter. This one's doing really good. Sometimes you can trim it all the way back down to the base and it will regrow. And if it doesn't, well, then we start over, and sometimes it won't. But a lot of times, if you look here, we'll talk about that a lot. They don't grow too many good, healthy shoots from the stem because the stem is kind of like old and everything. But it can, from the base of the plant, send up all new plants just from around the base that's about 4 or 5 inches up. We'll take it by ear, one step at a time. But all in all, I love this garden. So easy to maintain, easy to water. No joke. Takes me 1 minute with a hose all the way around. Any water coming out of the totes go into the buckets. And look, I had a whole bunch of like skins and pieces of turmeric left. Oh, look, something ate that. And they're growing in a 5-gallon bucket. And later on, I can just take the bucket, tip it over, take all my turmeric out, or I could lift that bucket and put it in a nice place. Like you could put it in the garage, you can put it inside, wherever. Look at this, my wheelbarrow. You know what this is? Tomatillos are growing in the soil that I want to use, and it's growing in a wheelbarrow. I really kind of feel bad to move it because it's such a short-lived plant when you think about it. Tomatillos come up all over here because the seeds just spread everywhere. And then they do this at the end of summer into fall. They get big. They throw their beautiful little flowers. They develop the tomatillos. And as soon as they're developed, it's kind of like a determinate plant. The plant dies back and it's done. So I could either go ahead and just ignore the plant and take my soil out, or I could keep it. We'll see. Since I have so much around here, I might leave it for now. But there's no drainage or anything. And every time it rains, this is what I do. I just dip the water out. Isn't that funny? And then that's it. And I go on my way. Oh, my goodness, my apple trees, my nectarine. I've got sage in that tote. This is dropping down that Gary built. Oh, this will be fabulous compost to use in the spring. And I can still top the top. Then he unwinds it. You take all the soil and you're good to go. And there's your fig leaf gourd. Well, I guess mine. I'm still trying to figure out what to do with it. Look at this, more and more. They keep growing. I keep leaving them. I don't know what to do. Even the snails don't want it. I don't know. It's a very odd fruit. Now, there's a small one all the way in the back. I don't know if you can see it right there. That's kind of a fruit, I'm going to say like a young zucchini. You can use it at that stage. To me, I can taste it doesn't taste the same. It doesn't have a bad taste. It just doesn't have much of a taste. So I don't know. I'll see what happens. I've got to figure out what to do with it. Now, this is a watermelon plant. This is a large watermelon. I think it's a black diamond. So I don't know what's going to be, but I really doubt it's going to throw any fruit because our nights are going to start getting cooler soon. And watermelon needs really warm nights. Look at this, is burping. It needs water. It needs a good cleaning. All right, so nothing new there. I can't do much right now until I figure out what I'm going to do because the raccoons go in the bathtub and tear it apart. Then they come here and tear it apart. That's why it looks so mucky. They go in there, they swim, they do what they want, and they just wreak havoc in all this. They don't bother the plants, but they sure do bother the ponds. But I continue to leave water. I can't believe this. I feel drips like it's going to start to rain in the middle of September. And then here, it's doing really good. I've got 4 o'clocks going, geraniums going. I've got, look at a beautiful moringa still going. Sugar, black, what do you call it? Sugar cane back there, the black sugar cane. Still going strong. I should break some new pieces off and make new sugar cane back there. Anywhere, I can stick it here or somewhere else. And then I've got the pomegranates. Now, I planted the new zucchini there and it's not really growing. See, here's another tomatillo. This is what they do. They just pop up everywhere. Growing among a new, look at that. There is a zucchini down there. It's kind of small. We'll see what happens. I've got a small plant there, but the leaves don't grow this time of the year like they do in the spring. You know, when you get big, massive leaves, you saw some of them here. In the summer, I mean, they were 10 times bigger than my hand. They were huge. They don't seem to do it this time of the year. No matter what you do, we're not in the right climate. It's not the climate, it's the season. The seasons are changing, and let me tell you, the plants know. But it doesn't mean that not all of these could throw some fruit, even in the winter and early spring. As I'm starting new zucchini, a lot of times they start to grow fruit, the old plants. A little moringa down there. Seed must have got in there, it's growing. And yes, my tomatoes are still growing in a plastic bag. Can you imagine tomato plants in a grocery bag? This was something I was going to take out. This is just Swiss chard. It's got red in it, the red type. It's not a red one, but it's kind of a blend. It's making a comeback. And because I have so many other places to take care of and plant, I'm going to leave that right now because that's food. Green drink, eggs, soup, whatever I want. I do know I'm getting a ton of cucumbers, and the cucumber plant is making a comeback. I do have a big one in there. You see it back there? I don't want to pull my tool off, but there it is. It's right there. It's really big. It starts up on the top and it goes all the way down, and there's more throughout. Look at my beans growing. It's my scarlet runner beans up there, and that's a cucumber going up the wall there. It's winding around. So I've got cucumber there, and of course this is the zucchini plant. I never pulled this fruit. There's one there, but I think there's more fruit. It's now going down. Oh my gosh, it's going all the way down. Look at the plant in there. Can you see that? This plant was planted last March, I believe. So it's a 1.5 years old and still going. That's what I said about zucchini. They'll just keep going and going as long as they don't freeze out. My eggplant, I didn't plant it, came up from seed, is trying. I might refreshen that up, build up some more soil. Let's keep walking here because I haven't worked here because of all the wood chips that came and everything. So they had been trying to get through, and Gary has to move a lot of this. So I thought, well, I'm going to work in the bird garden more right now. So this is interesting though. So I've got Malabar spinach. growing. Oh, there's more Malabar spinach there. I've got it coming up all through here on the ground, growing in the ground. That's in a bucket because the seeds fall everywhere, but that's on the ground. Tomatoes everywhere. We have had a fabulous year for cherry type tomatoes. Anything else? No. Either a rodent takes them before they're done or, well, just don't grow as well. But cherry tomatoes, fantastic. And look at this, my pepper plant. This pepper plant is over 3 years old. Really need to start picking them and freezing more, which I have done. More, yeah, I bought that at 99-cent store. There were 3 plants in there. I gave one to my son-in-law. I kept one and Gary took one. Gary said his is still alive. I don't know. I think my son-in-law's is still alive. And now that one's just been going in a pot. It's just a plastic pot. It's very happy hugging the wall and it just keeps growing. They start green, they turn black, and then they turn red. More Malabar spinach. And like I said, that's green sorrel. A lot of this is just old now from the beginning of spring. But let me see what's going on through here. I've got geraniums, again in pots. So something I can move somewhere else. Purslane. That came off my deck. I had no purslane here in the driveway, and now it's popping up everywhere. Keep in mind, it grows like a weed, but it's a fabulous food to eat. So good in eggs, stir fry, anything you want, add it to a salad. It's got a lot of nutrients in it. It tastes pretty good too. Though it's got a little bit, it's kind of like a cactusy leaf, kind of like your Malabar spinach. See, there's the Malabar spinach. I'm not a big fan of Malabar spinach, but I will tell you it's got a lot of vitamins and nutrients in it. Gary likes it. He'll pick a leaf and eat it. I'll pick a leaf and eat it, but I chew it like a 2-year-old kid that wants to, I don't want it. Not crazy about it, but I do use it. I'll put it sometimes in eggs. I'm more of a fan of this, and sometimes I take that, the purslane, put it in the blender, blend it up, strain the water, and add that to water as I'm drinking during the day. And it's very refreshing, and it also tastes good, and you know how much you're getting out of it as far as health benefits. Oh, hold on. That's interesting. Look at that. See, I got purslane now on the ground. Hold on. I did not see that. Let's keep walking, and I'll tell you in a minute what that is. So I've got some more brassicas growing now. All these upside down planters that they used to sell years ago for like $66, and we got them at Walmart for $2.50. They were dragged off the deck. So I'm leaving them here for now because they're going to be perfect for lettuce. I'll make my hoods like I did before, get lettuce growing here. They can hug the wall. I can put parsley and other things in there too when I'm ready. And I can cover the lettuce so I get no insects at all. So this is perfect. This is oregano. So I've got oregano. This all came off the deck. I didn't throw this away because this is lettuce and there might be some seeds left in there. This is a zucchini growing. Look at this. Oh my gosh, I need to groom this a little bit. Look. Zucchini. I actually throw leaves in here. Oh, I can't do it with one hand, but I normally cut these off. And I don't want to break the zucchini, but I lift the plant up. I unscrew the cap because the plant is in the pot, but it gave it a little bit more soil by putting it in the pot and then putting it in there. But see, I can put all kinds of leaves in there, and that gives it like a constant flow of compost. There's air, so it just will be perfect. So it can breathe, and I can take this off and water it, and it helps feed the plant. And let me tell you something, it's kept that plant alive. It's doing fantastic. More green sorrel. I've got different mints in here. Look, tomatillos are growing here. Like I said, I didn't plant a single tomatillo. And this is what they'll do. They'll get a whole bunch of these beautiful lanterns and you'll feel them. And when they're really full, you know it's time to pick them, or they'll come off in your hand. They'll turn brown too. And it's like unwrapping a little gift. And I use that for making salsa or chopping up anywhere you would use tomatoes. They're fantastic, but they grow like a weed here. I don't even have to think about growing them. I can move them when they're real little. And wow, I've never seen this before. So this is purslane. This is oregano, more oregano. But do you know what this is? Oh gosh. Okay, this is a first. I asked Gary the other day if he wants me to grow popolo. And he said, yeah, I like popolo. You haven't grown it? And I told him no. Guess what? I had a popolo plant here, and all the seeds were flowing everywhere. And I don't care. I've got so many seeds stored, so much of it. So let's flash back about 6 years. 6 years ago, we bought this plant. This is a popolo. And it was real bushy. I actually separated it because they probably just threw some seeds in there and they grew. And it grew in a pot really good, and it ended up getting about 4 foot tall. When they go to seed, the plant will start to turn brown. Don't take it out yet because it will develop seed heads and leave them be until it turns brown. Once it turns brown, most of them will pop open. If they don't, you can pull them out. But you'll see they here always pop open and they look bushy. And what's really funny is I've never had any birds feed on those seeds, not even insects. But that's popolo, easy to grow. And guess what? I've never seen this, but it's getting so much water off the wall, and there's rocks here. See how the driveway's got rocks? So it's growing among the rocks. This is all popolo. Can you see all through here? All through there. Oh my gosh. Got a tomato plant back there. Look at this. Well, he doesn't know because he would have told me, so I'll let him know. You want popolo? It's all over the driveway. Just wash it. And go for it. Oh my! I wonder how big they'll get, or will they get trampled out, or will we get hit with a heat wave again and then take? They don't mind the heat, so I don't think a heat wave is going to bother them. That is so cool, a field of popolo, and you use that where you would use cilantro. It's got that taste. It's very strong. It's actually stronger than cilantro. Some people absolutely love it. I mean, that's why we went out and bought it originally because Gary wanted it, and now it's growing wild. Oh, that is too cool. I have taken the seeds and thrown them all over the yard, and I've never seen this. What usually happens is the birds and the insects eat them when they're super tiny. So the seedlings come up and they eat that. But for some reason, whatever insects eat them are not here. So maybe there's no roly-polies in this area in the rocks, and they hug the wall. Notice nothing against the wall. So it might be the roly-polies eating them. Little sow bugs. That is amazing. There's another one coming up here. You can see they're very distinct looking when they're tiny. See the pointed leaves and then the round jagged little leaves come out? That's them. And then in here, nothing. See, that's just sitting there. So there might be roly-polies in there, but the roly-polies like to hug corners. If you are growing in totes or pots, sometimes you'll look in the corners and they're hiding there, or you can put something in there flat and you'll see roly-polies go underneath because they like to hide. They have no place to hide here. Probably hiding from lizards and birds and stuff. So that is an interesting observation that you and I did because I didn't even notice this. That's why he didn't know. If I didn't notice it, he probably didn't notice it either. Cool. So here is lettuce seed heads. This is what the goldfinches love. That's why I let my lettuce go to seed. There's been very little food, I think, for the goldfinches because they've been all over the yards looking for food, and they just hang on that. And there is literally thousands of seeds on one plant. So I let them eat, then I crush it, and you'll get the seeds, the little black stuff you see there. That's the seeds. And then I grab them, plant them where I want, and then you know how I move lettuce. Lettuce is the easiest thing to move anywhere you want when you're ready to grow it. And then here is tomatoes. That was interesting. That was in here, and I lifted the tomato plant because there was only that much soil. It had compressed all the way down. I moved it in there. I first put more soil. Well, I put leaves and stuff in this one. Then I lifted it out of there, and I put it in there, and then I put a little bit more soil on the top, and it's been doing beautiful. As soon as I see a red tomato, I grab it. But look at this. This came up in here, started growing in the back. So I put a pot here, kind of to support it, because I didn't expect this to grow. And it is absolutely loaded. Look at the zucchini in there. You see that? Right? I don't want to mess with it too much. But see? You see the zucchini? I'm getting zucchini out of that. So that's fantastic. Nothing here. I'm going to take the celery out and put something in there. It's kind of late to grow zucchini. This one's hugging the wall. Perfect climate for that plant. I will tell you that volunteers on certain plants, not all plants, are perfect to grow. If squash comes up, they grow like mad in the climate because they're used to it. They came up on their own. Some seeds got composted and they go This is where we want to grow. They do really, really good. I have found that. They may not always look like regular zucchini, but they taste like regular zucchini. If they ever taste bad, don't eat them, but taste them before you cook them. I cut off a little piece, and if they're sweet or good tasting, go for it. The other thing is tomatoes. Usually tomatoes that come up are fantastic, and mine tend to be a small variety of tomato. Instead of being a tiny cherry, sometimes they're bigger. They're not real big usually, though I just had one this year that did grow really big. Normally they're medium size and they grow really good. So keep in mind volunteers. Some of your volunteers that aren't so good, I have found this year for me, personal opinion, maybe some of the watermelon seeds that came up on their own. We'll talk about that as we get into the rainbow garden. Remind me in case I forgot. Now, this is that beautiful avocado tree. Most of them I take out because what happens here is the ravens sit on the wall and they eat avocados and they drop their pits all along the wall, and I see them coming up and I just pull them out because I don't want to just grow an avocado from seed. But this one's got the most beautiful trunk. It is not out of that tote. See, the holes are on the bottom, but not on the very bottom. See where the holes are? So I know I can move that tote because Gary's done it, and it's just growing in a small amount of soil, and it's getting leaves and things I throw in there, so it's being well fed. Look how beautiful it is. I didn't have the heart to take it out. It's such a beautiful tree. I'm debating if I'm going to plant it somewhere or leave it in a pot. I don't know. And then that's it. I've got a pomegranate that came up from seed, just from composting, and I'll see if I have a place for it. And that was my brandywine, which is still alive. See how the trunks, they don't grow that well once they get older? Well, here it is here. And I did get quite a few tomatoes off of it. The plant is pretty much done. It's winding around. If I cut it way back to here, it may grow, but I don't see any growth coming. If I saw growth coming, then I know it will grow. Will it regrow? I don't know, but I'll start in the spring. So that's it for this. Isn't that cool? A field of popolo, all growing on its own. No watering from me. It's just getting water that it's just getting as we water through. No effort. Talk about gardening easy. Let's go in the front yard. Do you see what's missing? He moved it. He moved the wood chips. He spread a few around here. He put the rest in the driveway. And the pile of wood chips that he got here, the first one, is gone. So that's really cool. You know, I gave up on my tomato project, though they're still growing. There's still some of the plants growing. I wasn't thrilled with it. They only get about that big, which is really tiny. They do get loaded with tomatoes, and one of them in there got a bunch of tomatoes and then just died away. I should lift this. That's what I should do, because I actually, let me lift this to give the flowers a little bit more room. This rolls. This is the most beautiful thing I think I've ever built. I love it. It rolls. I can stabilize it a little better than I am right now with one hand. Look at my beautiful marigolds. Aren't they gorgeous? I threw some seeds in there. So I've got some brassicas that came up there, a plant. It's being well eaten by worms, but that's okay. Then I've got walking onions, and I may have another tomato or two. I know I have one, and I think there's one more tucked away in there. It wasn't my favorite plant. I think I would rather do other things in there. I'm not sure yet what, but for now, I'll let the flowers grow, the walking onions grow. That would be a good place for walking onions. I have walking onions walking everywhere. We'll see as we walk through here. I mean, they're everywhere. They're probably, here they are. And I don't have any places for them. These will die. These will not live. You know, for now, I might throw it in here. I'll be looking for it. Where did I put it? You'll see, they're in there. Oh, see, there's one that fell over naturally. This one fell. And what it wants to do, the plant knows, is it wants to set root there. And maybe I will fill that with walking onions because you can move them. See, I've got walking onions in pots. I've got them coming up in the ground everywhere. No, I haven't done anything in here. I'm still working on that project. We'll come back to that later on in the year, maybe early after the holidays. I'm not sure. I might get to that at any time. But all in all, I'm just leaving it the way it is. I've got things growing that I could do cuttings off of. I can move things. My finger lime needs a good trimming. And actually, it probably is a little root bound. So that, ouch, it's got a lot of big thorns, the finger lime. I love finger lime. Oh my gosh, does it taste good. I think we've picked them all. Oh no, here's one. It is just a fabulous plant. Does really well in pots. Look at that. They'll get bigger. See, there's another one right there. They are so good. You cut them in half. It's like little jewels inside that are pink, and you suck it out, and it tastes so good and so full of vitamin C. Anyways, I still have purple tree collard. I've got geraniums. That one got too big. It's in a pot. It's one that's growing way up. I can't grow a whole lot in here. I used to grow huge zucchini in here, but now that these trees have gotten so big, and they were not this big, they're massive, it really does create a lot of shade. So I get sun here, and then I get sun as soon as they pass the trees. So they might get a tiny bit as the sun comes up, and then as it goes through the trees, nothing. As it comes across here, it gets a little bit of sun, then drops behind the house, and then I have no more sun. So brassicas do okay, geraniums do good, obviously marigolds, walking onions, mint. There's a lot of stuff I can grow. The right time of the year, I can grow some squash in here as well because I'm growing it there. But all in all, it's doing really good. So I'm really happy, and when I'm ready, I can go do some cuttings. Look, in pots. A couple of them came up in pots, the brassicas, so I left them right now because I can move them. And then I've got flat leaf parsley right here on the bottom growing. Just came up on its own. So I made sure I put the pots next to it, so when I water the pots, it'll water the parsley and keep the parsley alive. Isn't that cool? So I don't have to do anything extra, and it will just keep growing until it's done with its growing. So we'll see how it goes. Geraniums got really big. We had to trim them back, and they're growing inside the bricks. Aren't they beautiful? And I've got more geraniums here. Here, I will tell you, they do fantastic. You get into too many fancy types of geraniums, then you have to cater to them. But this grows like a weed. Then I've got my ginger doing really good. Usually they get a little bigger. Again, it's the weather that's done this. It's really done a toll on the ginger. So they're probably going to be small. And then these are weeds in here. You don't want that. But you know what you do with weeds? I know it would grow grass seeds and stuff for the birds, but just pick it, pull it out, and leave it. It'll become a mulch, an instant mulch. I've got pine needles back there. I didn't put the pine needles back there. They just blew in there. But you can use them, but they don't break down. Wood chips break down from trees and leaves, and they feed the soil. Pine needles don't really feed the soil because they don't break down, but they're still okay to use. Oh, some flowers I had, I just stuck them there. Not for any reason. They were on my windowsill. They grew really good. They died back. Put them here, and they're making a good comeback. And then this is the turmeric, though I guess I forgot I had put a ginger back here. So I've got one ginger back here, and I've got my stevia all the way in the back. They're kind of drowned out by, my goodness, all the turmeric. I'm going to tell you, turmeric has loved this season. Ginger, a little slow, but it took a while for the turmeric even to come up. And then once it came up, it is just doing gangbusters. And this, of course, is the black or blue turmeric. I've got, I think, 2 pots. One? No, I've got 3. 2. I know I gave Gary 1. 3. So I must have had an extra one. Look how beautiful. Beautiful leaves. It's a kind of a, I'm almost going to say a muddy taste on that. It's more of a medicinal type of turmeric. I like the orange. You can just pick it, wash it, and eat it like a carrot. You can add it to anything. It's got a much better taste. Both are really good, from what I understand, as far as minerals, nutrients, but I like the orange. Personal is the orange, and that's why I planted so much. A tomato and a tomatillo came up. I've been showing you this. The tomato is a volunteer. Oh, look at that in the back. I've got, I think that's turmeric back there. We'll see. Looks like turmeric. I don't think it's ginger because the way the leaves are shaped. They're shaped like that, but in miniature. They're not real long. So I've got probably some skin got in there. And I've told you on turmeric, you can grow it from the skin. So the tomato plant came up on its own. And this has been growing fabulous tomatoes. I pick and freeze and everything. But it got attacked by a hornworm. See all the damage? Now, like I said, I normally don't care about hornworms, but when they start attacking the plant too much, you can cause problems with the plant. Sometimes it comes back when the hornworm is gone. I don't know if I found this one or not, but there could have been multiple ones. And then, of course, it could have cocooned off and disappeared, the hornworm. But if it causes too much damage, they won't make a comeback. If it doesn't cause health damage to the plant, your tomato plant, it will come back. But it looks a little yellow. And maybe it just needs a good feeding, load up maybe some kitchen scraps in the bucket, and then feed it that way. But that's where the tomatillo is coming up. And here's the tomatillo, see? And again, I didn't plant it. It came up in the bucket, and I thought, that's really cool. I'm going to leave it. But see, something got to the top of the tomatillo and ate that. And I would say it's probably a hornworm. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to run to the vet with Zoe. She's going in for another checkup. What happened was she had worms. So now I've got to take her back and she needs her shot. And then next week she goes back for her last shot, 5-in-1. But that's next week. Right now she's just going back to be dewormed. Look at the birds. They're wandering around. We'll come back and do the bird garden later, but she has to have her shot and then we'll come back. So stay tuned. So we went to the vet. And as we waited till he came in, kind of looking around, there she is. She's very well behaved. She's getting used to being put in the carrier and going somewhere. Quite content. I leave her in the carrier because she hasn't had all her shots. Look at that, over 5.5 pounds? No, that's her and the carrier weigh that much. Taken out of the carrier, they weighed her. She's 1.9, almost 2 pounds. She's getting there. I'm back from the vet's office. She doubled her weight almost, and everything is doing good. So let's continue, because I don't think we have too much to do. Look at this, kitchen scraps. They sit here because I haven't dumped them anywhere, but that's okay. It's not going to go bad. That's one thing that doesn't spoil when you're composting. Oh, the scrub jays are screaming, give me peanuts. I haven't put peanuts out yet. Look at the dragon fruit. Let's see if we can get back here. Look, look, look. Soon they'll be red. Oh, another flower is going to have to be pollinated. Oh, these are all flowers. They're all going to have to be pollinated. Look at these. Is that not gorgeous? Look how big they are. They're so big and they're nowhere ready to turn red. That is so cool. I'm definitely going to do cuttings off of this. See, they're all over the place. And I don't want dragon fruit everywhere. And Gary keeps telling me, chop it, throw it away. And I don't want to throw it away. So I'm going to set up some containers. I'm going to get the dragon fruit set up. And I kind of have some special ways I'm going to do it. So I'm going to hopefully get to that fairly soon. I did a whole video on this. I just redid this. And this is doing really well. I won't do it like this, I don't think, next year, though I probably will have tomatoes. Look at this. Can you see how full of tomato? I don't know if you can see it. Let me back up for a minute. It is absolutely packed with tomatoes. They're all down there. There's something God did get in there, it looks like. And it could be birds. I've seen mockingbirds take tomatoes. Look at this. It's just full. I mean, there's hundreds and hundreds of tomatoes on there. But 3 plants, can you see all that? Is just way too much. 2 plants would have been more than enough, and the way it looks, even 1 plant with some other things in it. I do have a pepper plant growing down here. So when the tomato plants get small, die back, the pepper plants might take off. So that is doing fantastic. Getting ready to clear some of this out. I want to set up some bird feeders in here as well. Thinking of doing it in a different fashion. So it's not going to be done like this. Something that's going to be portable. I was going to get to it early in the summer and I never did. Something done with some of those chairs I get that we don't like. So that should be really fun. Look, we can walk through here now if I wanted to. Is this not cool? See, I can go through the back. And that's the back side of my bird garden. Look at that. Can't wait to get in there, clean out some more of the mint and get some more things in there. I've got 1 papaya plant there. I've got another one to plant. Now, this is a very special rose. This has no thorns. And this was tucked back there. This is old. This is probably 5 or 6 years old, and it's been all over. It's been in the back, and then it got some sort of disease or something on it, growing on it. It was all rusty looking. Thought it was a goner. That just went away, and now it's making a comeback. I went to a 99-cent store one day, and I found it, and I looked at it. It was in there with all the roses. They used to sell them for 99 cents. They don't do that anymore. And there was no thorns. Not 1 thorn on there. I need to do cuttings off of this, but it's been so neglected. It was behind there. You didn't even know it was there last month. So I pulled it out, redid the pot completely. Oh, I see walking onions in there. I'll leave it. I redid that and I sat it in this big pot I found in the trash. Now I've got a different rose bush growing next to it. It's kind of like a wild rose, open pollinating type rose, which is really good for pollinators. That is just something that grows all over here. It's so wild. I do cuttings and I stick them everywhere. But this I have to concentrate and it smells so good. All right, let me get out of here. Oh my gosh, look at all the dragon fruit. See, that one didn't take. See how it's yellow? That means it didn't get pollinated correctly. It just didn't work. So that one died back. But when you see them turn green, the flower's off. See, the flower's gone. That is perfect. We're going to have tons of it. Look at this. Can you believe this? There's probably more all tucked back there. There'll be more on the other side as well. Let me get through. Now, this tote is about 7 years old. I had plants growing in there. They were kind of going over. They're the ones that bulged it. And I was going to leave it. Now there's only holes, I think, on the side. You know, there's a lot of dirt piled because I dug into it yesterday and I found roots. There's no plants in there. Roots that were alive. So I think our friendly pine tree has found its way in there. So I'm going to have to take everything out, move it, just move it over or whatever I want to do once the soil's out, because I wouldn't dare try to move it full because it's so old. I don't want it to crack, but I'll get all the roots out of there, at least find where it is, cut the roots, and then maybe put pots in there and still grow in it. The idea that it's so old and it's not cracked, it's just bulged, that's a big one. It's probably a good 45 gallons at least. It's grown so many things. I absolutely love it. All right, so let's keep going there. We got all the lemon verbena. Now, this is interesting. I started trimming it back until I found out that the goldfinches are now eating the tiny seeds off the lemon verbena. I don't even know what are seeds and what are not because I've never collected it, but they come on here, so many of them, and they just eat away. So I'm kind of letting it do its thing. Let it grow up there. Let the bees pollinate. Let the goldfinches come in and eat what they want. That's a scrub jay screaming. He wants his peanuts, is what it is. And when he can't find his peanuts, he sits in the window and screams. And then once winter comes, I'll trim it back because there's 2 plants here. There's one growing down there, and this is this plant. There's another lemon verbena that's being covered by the dragon fruit and the tomato plant back there. And then I have one more here, and then I have another one on the other side of the bird garden, and then there was one in Gary's garden. I think I bought 5 one day. I went to the nursery. Look at the polka dot plant. And they had them half price. And I thought, oh, wow. Half price, I'll go ahead and get them. So I got those, gave Gary one, and I planted the rest. This is from a tray I bought, I think, last year or the year before for $3.88. I planted them all over, and look at all the beautiful plants I've got. This one too, all from one tray. Isn't this beautiful? So let's keep going. And now we've got birds coming in to take a bath. I'm clearing all this out. You can see I can now walk through here. So this has been really good. And then I've got all the flowers for the hummingbirds. They come all day. This is the cupia. This is the hummingbird's lunch. They love this one. And this is just a salvia, a red one, and they feed all day. I even have bumblebees coming to this now. This is one of my precious pride and joys. It's a cutting I did because I pretty much lost the big plant. Well, you'll see it in a second. But that one's doing really good. There's another one. This was another cutting that took. This is going to be emptied and moved. Going to redo all this. I think I'm going to arch this. I'm not sure, but we'll see when we get there. This is the last of my precious plant. This summer and winter, between the cold winter and the very hot summer, it was so big it died away. Now this is still alive and healthy. So I think I'm going to break that bucket open because it's an old bucket and put it in here and take care of it that way. And then I'll plant some other things in there. But the plant is still alive and I'm doing a lot of cuttings off of it. Then I've got a lot of the geraniums. A lot of them are in pots. This way they get the water source and they've got big holes on the bottom so they can send their roots in. And these are the ones I use with my auger. We really don't need all these leaves because they're pulling from the plant and I want to set root. But all of them so far, none of them have dried up. I thought, well, I'll put a whole bunch in there, all through there. But if they make it, they make it. So I've got a bunch through there. And then I've got even this one, didn't dry. Oh, look, new growth. This one took. Then I've got the little one there. I've got 2 there. I planted a whole bunch, hoping that only a few would make it. So we'll see. Malabar spinach, look at this. Brought the bucket here. It is beautiful, absolutely beautiful. But once it dies back, you got to get it all off and it's very brown. So you got to sit there and tear it off the fence. But that is gorgeous. I'm thinking maybe I'll do more across there later on. I think it's kind of late Unless I've got some in pots and I can move them here, but I don't know if they'll start from seed that quick right now going into fall. Potatoes, 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 and more potatoes. I love this. I can pick it up and dump it in a wheelbarrow, take out all my potatoes and put everything back and plant what I want to, replant. Any of them look a little green, then I will leave them. But right now they're not ready. You have to let them grow as big as they want to get. And then once they start to turn yellow, that means it's all done on the bottom and you can start to harvest. I did 3 cuttings. That's right. Here's where I did the 3 cuttings of my Pride and Joy, that plant that throws the big green leaves. It's a hybrid Brassica. So it looks like only 2 made it. So I pulled them out. This is weeds. We don't want weeds. These are tomatoes coming up. I don't know if I'm going to leave them. Those are volunteers, but for now, they're not hurting anything. So I will. Here's another hybrid. Came up from seed, and I went ahead and moved it. It was in a tote. And I thought, I really like this plant. I mean, we eat it, so might as well keep it. We don't need anything that you don't need on the plant. You really do want to take it off because it's pulling from the plant. Here's another cutting from my plant. And that one's growing down. Oh no, this isn't a cutting. This one came up on its own. That's right. And it looks very similar to my Pride and Joy plant I absolutely love. A little bit lighter leaf, but very, very good. Oh, I stuck one in here too and I forgot. These are purple tree collards. Okay, walking onions everywhere. I have been trying to collect them as quick as I can, like this one. This will not grow if I wait too long because once it turns brown on the plant, then it doesn't have any more resource of getting water or any nutrients to it. And it's not an onion. If you store them too long, this will continue to dry until it's dead. So you want to make sure you get them planted. Actually, this is ready to plant. You can pop it apart, plant it like this, and it will straighten up and it will grow beautiful. I'll just stick it in my pocket. All right, and then the tree collard. Trying to get cuttings off of this because that's the broken one that went up there. Look how big this thing is. What is it, 12, 15 feet tall? So that's why I'm trying to get more tree colored back there. It'd be nicer to have it in the back and then do it that way. This is a purple tree colored. I think this one's on its way out. It's all kind of broke up. So I've been doing cuttings off of this one too. That one's just leaned. It's not in there. There was tomatoes, but I'm going to try to open that up as well. This, I'm just storing leaves and things because all this is from the brassicas, the seed heads, and all this is going to make free soil. Got 4 o'clocks back there, more purple tree collard. Let's walk over here. Let's see. I don't think I missed anything. Nothing worth talking about. And here is where I can work with pot. I haven't had time to come here and enjoy myself and pot things, but this is where I can pot things. This is my culantro. Look at this. I'm going to have 1,000,000 seeds. Is that cool? You eat the leaves. This is like, oh my gosh, an herb that everybody loves. Some people love this better than cilantro. Very hard to grow, they say. And let me tell you something. I had a whole bunch, and these are the 3 that made it. And this is just amazing. They don't like too much sun, and they want it warm. Very particular. Let's get the weeds out. And I am really proud of that. I do have a lot of seeds left from where I bought them, so I'm going to get some more growing, but probably not till spring. But isn't that gorgeous? I don't need a lot. I don't eat that much of it. Gary's eating it. He says it's really good. But look at all the seeds. Now, I know some of you who grow it say, cut it off. If you cut the seed heads off, then your leaves will be bigger. But I thought it'd be fun to collect some seeds since I'm, not using it all the time, and see how it looks and watch it get big. But to think I planted that from seed, and look at all that. I'm so excited with that. All right, so as you can see, a field of tree colored. Oh, and there's the other lemon verbena kind of waving in the wind. That's my last plant. So I have 4 lemon verbena plants that I bought many years ago. I think about 5 years ago. I could be off a year or 2. And it was half price. They were little pots, just little pots. And they did fantastic. And they grew into big bushes, and the goldfinches love them. And look at this. Isn't this gorgeous? Purple tree colored. Beautiful. That's in the ground right here. See how they grow in the pot. But remember, there's big holes in the pot so they can send their roots in. No gophers could get to it because the pot goes in the ground. Gophers are not going to bother with that. And the main source is water. So they have the water, because I water in the pot, goes straight to the roots. If I watered in the ground, and let's say they were growing in the ground, the water could drift away. If it drifts away, it won't get enough water. So they get a lot of water. So they're doing really good. And these are gold to me, because the plants absolutely love the leaves. So that is like just gold. Look at the citrus trees. Full of citrus. I'm still not sure. There's a lemon tree that is struggling due to the hurricane that came through, or I should say storm. So I'm not sure how it's going to do. Okay, and then Gary's room. Oh my gosh. Yes. Shame on me. That's my turmeric I didn't plant on the floor. That is just no excuse, except I don't have time. I'll show you what I have to plant. I have to get this plant. These are this, oh my gosh, it's turned into a big plant. Look. I'm gonna have to get to that this week. This is the yellow, oh, look at the spikes on that thing. Yellow dragon fruit. I grew it from seed. It's doing fabulous in nothing pots. So I want to get that planted, because that is just something. I don't even know what he's got in here. He's got something growing. Oh, I think that, it could be wrong, but that may be a purple dragon fruit. I think my daughter had a piece that broke off, and he stuck it in here, and he hasn't had time to do anything with it either, but that got quite big. But I have to take care of my yellow dragon. You want to see? That's nothing. That's more yellow dragon fruit. That's unreal. So I'm not going to bother anything in his room right now. I think the rest of it is his, and he keeps trying to find time, and that's an issue. Oh, like, I'm going to have to say, Martha, I don't know how she got a hold of somebody I know, and she wanted to give me some plants, and this is why we don't want to take anything. I asked Gary, because he needs to get his stuff planted. He's got specialty plants in here, and he hasn't even gotten to them. He's got macadamia, and that's back there. But look at this. This is a crime. This is all beautiful turmeric, not in any soil, growing because it's desperate. You know, it is doing so well that I think I'm actually going to repot it in a pot and leave it here and see what happens. I'm literally going to, I didn't even think about it till just now with you. I'm going to just grab this, because this is just going to be a solid block of turmeric. Look. I'll get a bigger pot. I'm not going to tell Gary, because this is his room. He's going to think, I have to take care of it. And I'll just leave it here. I mean, obviously it's happy. It is happy. Look at that. That would be really fun. So I think I'll do that. And then he's got some, he planted 2 of yellow dragon fruit. I don't know what else was here, but it got really hot. Now, some of the seeds did fry. He's got ube coming up in here. He wants to get planted somewhere. This is ube. That's another dragon fruit. Obviously, he's got his ginger here. This is his. That's not mine. The only thing mine are those 2 and all the yellow dragon fruit. I only wanted a couple plants, and I ended up with like 100. But I'll play with them and see what happens. So that's what's going on here. That he bought, it looks like a tree. That is vanilla, and we've never done anything with it but spray it and clean it. So anyways, let me keep going. Let's get out of here and finish this up. Go see if my little one wants to eat something, because she went right to sleep when I got home. But she was really good. I even took her to the store, and she loves it. And this beautiful. I am doing cuttings off of this. This is just a beautiful, it's like a red Russian kale or a purple. It is gorgeous. And then I've got a moringa, which I cut back so it's short. And I can get to all the leaves, and I do use the leaves off of it. This is scary. That's not plants growing. That's just green stuff. I don't know, was in the soil. This is some of that soil I bought last year, and I realized as I started working with it, it was no good. So I put it here, and I've been throwing plants in here, cuttings, to see if they would take, and they die. So I cannot plant anything in that soil until I know it's good. And if it continues to do that, it will get all shoveled up, and it will go straight into the dump, in the trash, because that's not right. Chocolate mint all over the ground. These are just weeds, but chocolate mint. And you want to see this? I'm trying to figure out if I should move it. Is this not beautiful? Oh, they're closed right now. They're tiny little kind of bluish purple flowers, native to something. And it just came up and I water it when I remember. This must be the seeds. They're just so beautiful. I don't know what they are, but it came up and it just looks so nice, some wild plant. And that's it. So I'm going to refurbish this. This is why I want to collect all my leaves, because I can pull out everything if I want in here. This is garlic chives, but I'd like to change it up. If it got enough sun, and I don't think it will because of the papaya and everything, I could have planted squash in here. But I still could do a tomato. I could do anything. I'll see what happens. The mint grows good, obviously. Got chocolate mint in there and chocolate mint in there. And then, oh, I still want to put something here. I kind of figure I don't walk this way. I like this gazebo he set up here. We moved it when we put that big one up. That's not a gazebo, that porch that covers. So we moved this one here. So I'm thinking of putting some pots all the way around, loading them with leaves. So when you water the pots, it will feed the papaya. That is my goal. I might move that one completely because it's just starting to flower. And I wasn't even sure if this plant, I don't know if you can go back and look at some of the garden tours a few months ago. I really thought this papaya plant was on its way out. It was so bad. All of them were bad. And now it's made a beautiful comeback. I just hope we don't have a really cold winter or we'll lose it because the roots have gone out. I know, yes, Scrubber Jay is still screaming. They've gone out. They're in the ground, and that's why I'm thinking pots around here, and then we'll see what happens. It's kind of broke my tote. So funny. It's the same bag I've had for months and months because I only use a little bit here and there when needed. Okay, now we're outside. Let's turn around and close the gate. I don't know why I closed the gate. Gary told me the big rabbit with the notched ear, he doesn't know how he's doing it, but he runs over to the gate and he goes out, runs around here and then comes back in. Strawberries, but they don't really grow a lot of strawberries. They grow up a lot of plants, but not a lot of strawberries. And that's it. No more papayas here, as you all know. I mean, that was the end of it. This year we finished it up, but we have the beautiful bottle brush and beautiful, I don't know. I hear birds. All different birds we've got here. They're amazing, the birds we've got. See, we've got a lot of pomegranates, and I'm not sure where they are here, but I've got them in different places. You kind of have to go into the plant and you'll find big pomegranates, but we do have them. But this is too big. I need to cut this back because see the totes underneath? It's not supposed to be that way. The totes are supposed to be back there and the plant's back there, and it's not, so they're overgrowing. These are ready to pick. These potatoes, see how they've browned off? So I know this is gonna have quite a bit. Oh yeah, see the potatoes? That's a small one. Oh, it's trying to grow again. Okay, you know what? I need to come harvest that. You probably watched me harvest that 3 months ago. Harvest it, take out the ones I want. Any green ones too close to surface, I put back, cover it up, and then go on my merry way. This is a weed. We don't want weeds. Not growing, but we can let them dry up. And these are onions that are making a comeback, more onions. And this was some wild sunflower that grew. But those onions are starting to grow again, which is good. Isn't this amazing? The zinnias are just gorgeous. Just gorgeous. Look at the color. Is that not beautiful? This is from Dollar Tree. Picked up a bag and just kind of sprinkled a few around. Gorgeous. Look at the purple. I can't get over there because I've got all my stuff here. I've got a project I want to do in the winter. Look how purple that is. That's one of the cuttings from the plant from the bird garden I just showed you. It's the backside. Look at all the seeds. I've got neighbors that want some of the seeds. The milkweed, they'll probably get it anyways because this stuff flies, literally flies. And it's just been popping everywhere. I still have seen some caterpillars. We have hundreds of monarchs here. Tomato plants, basil growing in there. Oh, I've got a pepper plant. I didn't even realize, I forgot about this one. Got a pepper plant back here, walking onions. This is what I want to talk about. This is watermelon. I'll talk about it when we get around to the other side. Because that concerned me a little bit. Oh my goodness! Oh my gosh, I didn't even know this was here. And somebody else found it, so I'm gonna have to get that off and use it. Is that not beautiful? Oh, finally, I've got an eggplant. Oh, Gary's gonna be excited. He loves eggplant. I had no idea. Honest to goodness, I had no idea that was there because I come through here, take care of everything, and I don't look through everything sometimes. Oh, the Malabar spinach is coming from the bottom, pink tote, and is wrapping around my strawberries. Isn't that funny? And that tomato plant that came up in the strawberry thing here, look at this. They look like midnight snacks. I'm going to leave it, but I do have to get that propped up. Maybe I'll get some irrigation tubing and wrap it around, do something fancy, because it's really trying to grow in with the strawberries. See how small the strawberries are this year? My daughter told me hers are too. Sometimes you'll get a real big one, and then most of the time you've been getting small ones. Nothing going on here yet. Here I've got my potato mint. Then I've got the Malabar spinach I did throw in there, and it's growing up, which I absolutely love that. I think it looks gorgeous. Gonna get to this later. The peppers are doing fantastic. I've got one that gets chewed up probably by the rabbit. I'll just leave it. But these are doing really good. I pick them as fast as I can use them. These are the Fresno, so they're semi-hot. They're not too bad. See, there's more there. But those are them, and that's all that's growing in there. So I know it's all Fresno. To be careful when I use it, don't use too many because I don't like it super hot. Then I found this, and I didn't know it was there, so something ate it. I'm going to pull that and see if I can get some more squash off of my zucchini, but something, went ahead and took some chomps out of there. More tomatoes. Tomatoes we've done really good with, but I'm excited about that eggplant back there. Then these are the zinnias that are leaning over to the sun. See what they've done? They lean over, and then here, these are just onions I planted. Gary still had onions. I am not sure what these are. You know what I wanted to plant in here, but I didn't do it, is some Korean melons, but I'm not sure. I'll have to wait and see what that grows into. That's a tomato. I'm just not sure what those are. Probably more zinnias. I really don't know. Then here are more onions. Now this again is a weed. We don't want the weeds taking nutrients. I don't know. They might be zinnias. I don't know. Peppers? I'll have to wait and see because there's more. These I think are zinnias. And then this is the plant. Looked better on the other side, didn't it? Isn't that gorgeous? That's the purple plant. Like I said, tomatoes everywhere. And this is sorrel, red vein sorrel. I've got more peppers back here. Now this is different peppers growing. I've got one is from the pizza garden last year. It's a sweet pepper. And they're struggling because there's two here. And then this is the black cobra. I should separate those. And then I've got here pepino. I took a cutting and I put that here. So I've got an extra pepino growing, which is good. And that's a good way of doing it. They must be zinnias because they're coming up down there. I don't think they're milkweed. And then I've got the pepper here trying to make a comeback that got all chewed up by probably my friendly rabbit. As you can see, we've already got more peppers growing. I have to wrap tulle around that because I wrap tulle around this one, and this is always loaded, just loaded with beautiful peppers. Look at that. Pollinators can go down through the top, pollinate, and then go out. And then I've got, let's see, that's the milkweed. So that's what I was saying. This is grown from my seed, my watermelon last year. And they came up, and not one of the plants grew watermelon. And that concerned me. So I'm not sure. See, they tried. They started to grow fruit, but none of them did anything. They flowered, but didn't grow. The one that's growing is the one I bought. So I'm not sure if you can really save your own seeds all the time, or if they were hybrids. If they're hybrids, some people tell you can go to the grocery store and you can buy cantaloupe and all that and grow the seeds. Sometimes you can't, because if they're hybrids or if they're specially tissue designed plants for farmers, they won't grow. Keep that in mind. So it may not be your fault. So if you've gone to the store, this is my geraniums in here. I'm done with the butterflies, but this is the geraniums, and this is just some more cuttings I made. I let a lot of them go, pulled some of them out and planted them. If you ever plant seeds from the grocery store, something you bought and it didn't grow, keep that in mind. It may not be your fault, because if it's tissue cultured growth plants and you collect seeds out of some of those, they won't grow. There's different types of plants that just won't grow. You need to get it from the grower who actually is selling the seeds. So you have to it's a hit and miss on that. And then here is my pizza garden. So I've got thyme, I've got tricolored sage, I've got regular sage. I'm doing some more cuttings from my regular sage in there. I have basil, I've got oregano, more basil, and rosemary. And that's one of my cuttings. Isn't that beautiful? And that's just columbine. That's flowers I just started growing. And that's it. So we kind of done the whole yard. It's working out really good to have pots along the bottom. You know what? They're zinnias because I recognize this. This is not, again, back with the weeds, but this is zinnias. And that's what I do. I grow and try starting a bunch of different types of geraniums, and then I can move the geraniums later. I do see a celery coming up here. See, that's a celery leaf. So, yep, there is a full celery in there. So that's it. So I thought you might enjoy this. This is still, a lot is going on. I mean, I've got another geranium. This is the cutting that grows beautiful, kind of like Martha Washington type flowers. Are gorgeous. That was a little piece I got last year and it grew this year. Beautiful. More purple tree colored. And the figs. Oh no! I was going to pick this morning. Obviously the birds just found them. They are wonderful. Look at this. This came up from seed, and I know it shouldn't be up against the house, but this fig is just fantastic. Now, let me tell you something. The milk off the figs, I believe, is a latex. If you're allergic to latex, don't touch that. Some people are highly allergic to that. Make sure you let it stop dripping or rinse it off. And if you get it on your hands, wash it. I'm going to take this in, wash it, split it open and eat it. But this tree has been full, but yes, I'll leave that one because the birds already found it, but I'm going to have to come back through because there's a whole bunch up there and I want to get more for myself. So I hope you enjoyed this. Ask me questions. I may not answer them right away because I get, like, I think YouTube told me there could be 500 questions in a day, but please ask because I do sit down and read them all, and that makes me think of what to do next, what kind of videos to make, as well as what to talk about as I'm walking around my garden. With that, have a wonderful day, and don't forget to eat what you grow. And I do answer probably at least half of them, if not more. And I'm working really hard to do that because I want to be the one personally answering them, or Gary, I can't hire somebody to answer questions or comment when it belongs to us, the comments. I feel personally, I want to be the one to do that. So have a great day. This is just so cool. Bye-bye. I think this is my second favorite garden. I don't know. I like the chair garden, the bird garden, and I do like the rainbow garden. I like them all in different ways. Oh my gosh. I think figs are one of my favorite fruit. And there's no graceful way, I don't think, to eat figs. I don't eat the skin. Some people do, but I don't. I got rid of the sap. It's kind of a type of sap that looks like milk. And some of them are so easy to peel. I might eat some of the skin. You know what? Jerry eats the skin. That's pretty good. All right, I better get the peanuts out. He's still screaming. I do get the roasted unsalted. A couple of you were concerned that raw peanuts could have bacteria. It could. The odds are if you're buying them from the store like this, they've already been treated and cleaned and everything. But you know what? Since it's not their staple diet, it's a treat. I'm going to tell you that half of these probably never get into the bird because they hide them and they store them for the winter. That probably the squirrels find them before they eat them all up. But these are good. I eat them, and that's what I buy for the birds. Just plain old, unsalted, but dry roasted peanuts.